Homeschool fam. So welcome to another edition of Homeschool 101. I'm doing a little series right now of just, so you want to homeschool, huh? You want to homeschool. How do I start? And I hear that all the time. How do I start? What do I do? And this is another little tip for you. I'm like so strong, I feel so strongly about this, that before you go and look at curriculum or things like that, once you know that you want to homeschool, check out my other videos. I have a video about like the first 3 steps, what to do, and then I have a video after that as well. So you could just click the button above and that should take you directly to those links. The next step would be to figure out if you want to be the sole person to provide all of the experiences for your children. And when I say that, a lot of people who have not homeschooled before don't know this, but nowadays, public schools, private schools, yeah, you heard me correctly, private schools are now having homeschool enrichment classes where homeschool students can come in for maybe like 1 day a week or twice a week or a couple of days a week, and then they pay, like if it's for a private school, then they would just pay a small fee, so they wouldn't have to pay like the normal tuition to go to that private school. It would be a specific fee just for the homeschool classes, and they would be with a specific teacher or teachers, and they would only be with homeschoolers, and they would learn specific subjects. So say, for example, this one school did I think it was like math and art and music or something like that, and they typically will pick subjects that a lot of parents either just kind of struggle with teaching their children, or they don't have the means to teach their children. Not everybody, has pianos in their homes, or drums, or violins, or can afford to pay private lessons to have their children learn these instruments. Or art classes. If you're, not an artist and your child wants to do art, and it's like, what do? You go find an art studio. You can. There's art studios where they'll have, private lessons, or you can even form a group of homeschoolers to get together and go to an art studio and have lessons, but that gets pricey. So one of the options is look into, again, before you look into it, I should say, is figure out if you want to be the sole provider of these learning experiences, or are you okay with bringing your child to public school or a private school, or homeschool co-ops, homeschool meetups, things like that provide other people to teach your children specific subjects. So once you figure that out, if you're going to be the sole, that's what we do here is, after speaking with my husband, we decided for our family, we will be the sole providers of the experiences for our children. So, but then there's, like I said, there's other families who bring their children to the local public school for homeschool enrichment classes. When I was in Florida, there was this very highly respected private school that was near us that's just recently started homeschool classes there as well. So you can do that. You can contact your local public schools and local private schools and ask them if they have any type of homeschool enrichment classes, or if they provide any homeschool type classes for homeschoolers to come in to take. And then that way you can then say, well, okay, wow, this school over here, provides, drama and art and music, and this school over here provides, math classes, science classes, and history classes, and this co-op over here does, language arts and science and whatever, so there's ways to map out this whole your whole schedule just by doing that too. Like, okay, well, I like what they offer over here, and I can wing this over here, and I like that co-op over here, and things like that. So, and then this is where a lot of, like I said, some of your time will go to in contacting and reaching out and finding, because it'll be easy to find schools, because you could just open up the phone book, contact the local schools, private and public, and get that information. The harder part would be to now dive into the homeschool community and find out what co-ops are in the area and how do I join them, what's required, because some co-ops require like an annual fee. Some co-ops require your participation as a parent, so it's not like you're dropping them off at school and then let me just go and get my nails done for 4 hours. That you have to be there, either teaching a class or cleaning up or babysitting the younger children or something. So each co-op has its own rules, so you have to just find out those. But you can go search on Facebook and find some homeschool co-ops, find somebody in your area who homeschools that you can talk to and connect with, and then that way you can end up, you're like, oh, go online, do some Google searches. I'm sure you can find a whole bunch that way. But just keep finding and keep searching, because like I said, here in this new community in Colorado, and once you put your feelers out there, then you find there's tons of homeschoolers all around, and you think sometimes when you go out, you're like, there's no homeschoolers around. But then when you dive into the homeschool community and you start asking questions and being proactive, then you find all these other avenues. Then you find that there's homeschool groups for field trips, and homeschool groups for nature outings, and homeschool groups for reading and drama and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's just so intense. Just put on your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. All right, I hope everybody has enjoyed this tip for today. Happy homeschooling and all that good stuff. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear from your comments below about what you are doing in providing experiences for your child. Are you doing it solo like myself? Are you going to co-ops and things like that? Or homeschool enrichments through public and private schools? So we'd love to hear from you. And like I said, and our subscribers would love to hear too, because you never know, they might be in your state too, and they might not know what's available out there for them as well. So share away. All right, God bless everybody. Peace.